I'm not sure plenty of volunteers. Appropriate language with the young man in the studio.
Well, let me introduce our what grade are you in, Preston?
I'm a senior in high school.
Preston Martin, he's a senior. He's old enough. And Preston's wearing, is that a toga? It's homecoming week. And ironically, we're talking about dress code at schools, Skyview in particular, and Preston goes to West High. You're up with your photography, doing some photography, right?
Yeah, we're just on a field trip for photography.
Well, Harv saw you down the lobby and says, perfect guess. So, and you've heard about the dress code deal up at Skyview, and what's your thoughts on that as a high school kid?
Well, I mean, there's an extent. I mean, girls can wear that stuff, but I feel like when you can start seeing skin tone color and like little lines from their undergarments.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a little unnecessary.
That's fair.
Sheena, I'm not going to say, girls, stop doing what you're doing. But I mean, I would just monitor yourselves a little bit and have some self-respect.
So at West,
thank you very much. That is a bright young man.
Yeah, and that very well articulate and very well said. So at West High, is there a big problem with yoga pants and leggings and jeggings on the chicks? And
I mean, not too bad. Nothing that I would say is like a huge problem.
Are you distracted?
No, not at all. I'm trying to pass senior year.
Your friends distracted? Or are you?
I have a girlfriend, so I'm not really.
Does she wear leggings?
No, she feels the exact same way. She feels it's unnecessary and kind of gross, I guess you could say. But I mean, honestly, it's gross if you're wearing them gross. You know what I'm saying?
He's a smart kid.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's if you're pulling them up to your belly button and shaking everything.
Just be uncomfortable though.
Yeah, I mean,
to me,
it can be pretty uncomfortable. It just depends. Yeah. I mean,
you sit tight, Preston Martin. Good words. So Sheena Rice, your comments on high school senior West High.
I'm just saying, you can't actually go after the exact banning yoga pants, banning leggings, banning jeggings that are actually covered. There are some that coverage. Wearing pants inappropriately for either gender, that should not be happening.
Appropriate.
It has all the time.
But you got to appreciate Ty, Sheena, for giving his opinion.
Ty sounds like a lot of my guy friends, but I've actually worn a lot of my guy friends down because, I drink beer and whiskey with them, and they have to listen to me. And I'm saying this as a 31-year-old female that lives and works in downtown Billings, and so I walk quite a bit. I have been catcalled in every potential possibility of combination.
No matter
outfits.
what you're wearing.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm actually on my way to yoga in my yoga pants, which is an appropriate time to be wearing them. It doesn't matter if I am in an oversized sweater and baggy jeans over at the top of leggings because it's 30 degrees below zero.
Sheena, it's just what guys do. We mean no harm or offense. 2940970 Billings Morning News. Sheena Rice, continue your talk in the Billings Morning News.
My final comment is I have a boy and a girl, and I hope that my girl does not wear those to school, and if I have a say in it, she won't. And I'm going to hope that my son views women rightly.
Okay, let Sheena Rice rebut on that.
And
Go ahead.
I think your parenting skills, your son will be raised correctly. But I will say this, it doesn't matter what the girl wears. The men have to be treating the women correctly, and it's not about an article of clothing. It's about that underlying respect. And I don't believe that my feminist attitude is not taking responsibility for my actions. It's saying that I have a right to be myself and to express myself just like a man has a right to express himself.
Okay, so then why do you wear the leggings? Are they just super comfortable?
They're jeggings.
Pair of clothing you ever jeggings?
They're super comfortable. They don't wrinkle as much as slacks. I can move a lot better. I can move around. I have a job where I have to be very mobile, and I feel like I can go, I can walk from meeting to meeting very comfortably, but still look presentable and still look not schlumpy. It's not the same as wearing...
I'm a 30-year-old male, and I appreciate the leggings for how you look, not how they allow you to make it through your day.
One thing I'd like to say is this should really be a non-issue. When I was in high school in the 60s, we had a dress code where all the girls had to wear dresses. Well, I got a beautiful jumpsuit from my mother for my birthday, and I wore it to school and got kicked out. Now, I was appropriately covered. There wasn't anything showing, but because I had pants on, I had to go home and change, to which I replied, well, that's silly. If you send me home, I'm not coming back.
Jeez, what a waste of time, though, to take the time to send you
home. No,
home.
it's not a waste of time. It's a statement. But the point being...
No, not on your part.
If they're going to make this rule, it has to be a standard rule for everybody. And everybody means the guys who walk through school campuses with their jeans hanging down.
And their underwear showing.
Mm-hmm. And their underwear showing. I can't stand that. That is so inappropriate, and it's still allowed. Mm-hmm. It needs to be stopped.
Yeah, and Marilyn, you're spot on. I think that's the issue, is that when you do something like ban leggings, and yes, Larry made a good point that a guy could still wear leggings and it wouldn't be appropriate, but the men just aren't wearing them. When you do this, it really separates and it persecutes one gender over the other. And really what they need to do is just pass a dress code that says you have to wear appropriate coverage. Like if you go to school with any sort of pants, jeans, anything that reveals your underwear, anything, that should be the ban.
Let me go on to Jerry, Marilyn, and listen in and call back.
Much.
Thanks, appreciate it. 2940970, the Billings Morning News. And go ahead, Jerry.
I was raised in a private school, or educated in a private school rather, and we had to wear uniforms. All my kids were educated in private schools, had to wear uniforms. We lived in Vegas for about 12 years. About 4.5 years ago, to curb the gang problem with kids wearing gang colors in school, the public school system there went to basically uniforms. They said, okay, you can wear three different colors of slacks. They have to be a certain fabric. They have to be a certain this.
Kind of like Billings Central does, green and khaki.
Yeah, and what's crazy about it is the test scores went up almost 20%. The attendance went up almost 27%. I mean, all the way around, it was just a better experience for everybody. I mean, they curbed the gang problem, and everybody wasn't worried about making a fashion statement. They were worried about getting an education.
All right. Thanks, Jerry. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's coincidence or distraction.
And yeah, I think the best solution to this really is, if you really care about that, to go to a uniform where everyone's wearing the same thing, because that's not. That's
to
a
me
whole
personally,
separate issue. And
to me personally,
I wouldn't want to do it either.
2940970, Billings Morning News.